the family, we're overrun. Sending boys in the trucks with the 50 cals. Tell every swinging neck, bringing extra rounds. Hang in now, boys, we're on our way. Don't send them all to heaven before we get a taste. Whoa, cry havoc, let's slip the doors away. What you gonna do?
And happy Mother's Day to you folks. Welcome to another edition of the Double S Podcast. We are not live. We are recorded. Like we said in our post leading up to this is a recorded episode. So if you're here right now, I know it says we're live. Okay, that's just the way StreamYard does things. But if you're here right now and you're commenting and we're not answering back to you, it's not because we don't like you. More than likely. It's just the fact that we're not here. This is a recording, dude. We're doing this on Saturday. It's Mother's Day when you're watching this here. And so we've got some plans going on here on the home front for Mother's Day. And so, yeah, we're going to be out of the studio. So a little bit of a recorded episode. But we've got some awesome information that you are not going to want to miss. It's going to be a great show tonight. We got our brothers and sisters from down south here in New Mexico joining us again here. Actually, no sisters this time. No sisters this time, at least, unless they join in lately, and I don't even know they're going to be showing up. Just our brothers from down south are going to be joining in, so we're going to be, and you're going to have to bear with me. I just got done with a field op today. I got a little bit of, too much sun, maybe too much water. My blonde hair is showing through that I don't have. Whatever the case may be, we're going to be a little airy, I think, in this one here tonight. But we're just going to work through it. It's the double S, man. It's what we're here for. You never know what we're going to get into. What do we got going on here? Dude, Colorado weather, what the hell? Snowstorm, 30 inches of snow, Estes Park, and now 70 degrees on Mother's Day. Yay! Yo, hold my beer. Watch this. But whatever, we'll take it, right? We got some moisture. That's something we have not seen up here in a long time. So it's good to see the Rockies with snow packed all over them there. And we're going to get that down here sooner or later. Hey, Farmer's Almanac is calling for a super El Nino monsoon season for Colorado. And as I mentioned the word monsoon season, this is what's rather ironic. So we're in a high desert here, right? That's Colorado. We're high desert. I hadn't heard the term monsoon season except on the Discovery Channel until I got down and hung out with my homies down in New Mexico, and they talk about the monsoon season down there. And I'm like, that's cool that you all get to call it that. That's what. And then I come up here and I find out, yeah, dumbass, it's also a monsoon season up here too. No one ever calls it that up here. So I'm going to start that trend again. We're supposed to have a super wet one coming through this year. If you look at a lot of prediction models, this and that, even though our winter was garbage, although some people say garbage, I say my snowblower didn't even have to start once. And guess how many times I had to shovel my sidewalk? That many times. That was a freaking great winter. I don't care who you are. That was an awesome, awesome winter for me. But at any rate, so we'll see. We should get hopefully we're going to get a wet summer here, and we'll get some water tables up, because right now the reservoirs are low. I got to tell you that. A lot of low water up here that we're dealing with. Speaking of low water, been watching the water levels at Milford Lake. Why? Because May 30th, the PBKS coming up. We got event number 2. We're going to be in Kansas, Milford Lake, Kansas. Get signed up. Come join us. If you're in Colorado here, come on out. Go fish a new body of water for once. Lick your wounds from what I just witnessed there at Horsetooth Reservoir today. Good night. That looked like a struggle bus for sure. Can't say I'm surprised, but nevertheless, come at the end of May with us. Come fish May 30th at Milford Lake. But more importantly, probably more for those of you chasing the Bass National Championship, you're going to want to be here for this show tonight, because we're going to be talking about the New Mexico Bass Nation Kayak Qualifier happens next weekend. And it's only about an 8.5, 9-hour quick run down south. I-25, don't stop till you see the water. That's all you got to do. Just keep heading south out of Colorado. Get down to Elephant Butte. We got all the info for you tonight. We got some guys here with us that we're going to talk about that and get that going through there. Before we go too much further, let's pay the bills real fast. I'm going to speed through this one. You know it. I know it. Romans Warrior Foundation, at the heart of everything we do. Without them, the podcast doesn't exist. True Patriot Outfitters doesn't exist. Nothing exists. Romans Warrior Foundation. And right now, more than ever, we have got a concentrated effort that we are undertaking to get the Global War on Terror's Wall of Remembrance situation squared away. We've got a trailer that is literally shedding axles as we speak, trying to haul this wall around the country. We're in dire need to get this nonprofit, get some support to get us the right trailer that can hold the wall. The wall is not light. Okay, that's a 120-foot memorial that the Romans Warrior Foundation is the steward of. That's your memorial. Covers the entire global war on terror from 1983 all the way through to present date. And we've got to keep this thing moving across. It's hard to do when you got a trailer that every trip we take out is shedding axles, blowing bearings, and ripping tires apart. So we're in the process of undertaking getting some support for that, and of course the tow rig to go with it. Right now we're towing it with personal vehicles left and right, and it's time to step this into the new area. So get a hold of Romans Warrior Foundation if you think you can help, if you think you know people out there that could help with it. Get a hold of them over at RomansWarriorFoundation.com. On Facebook or RomansWarriorFoundation.org. Go check them out. Of course, the Heroes Media Group, we're part of that. All the amazing podcasts, our fellow brothers and sister podcast hosts and creative artists that are involved in the Heroes Media Group. Adam Bird, our founder of The Feast. This is the man that put this whole thing together. This is a resource depot, if you will. We're the comedy relief in the whole thing most of the time there, but you find all kinds of great information out there. Go check them out at heroesmediagroup.com. For this year, Attorney X, Dwayne Wally, love you, brother. And we appreciate all the stuff you're doing for us here on the PBKS. Attorney X has been helping us out in a major, major way, helping us stay organized and put that stuff together. All right, bills are paid. Everything's done here. Let's go ahead and get these guys in here. We have with us, who's starting to become, we're going to have to maybe get a green room, maybe like a room for him, and just start putting his name tag up on here permanently. Which is awesome because we'll have anytime he wants to join us. Mr. Anthony Barrera, the tournament director for New Mexico Bass. What's happening, dog?
Thanks for having me back again.
Heck yeah, dude. We're you guys are busy down there, so we're going to highlight it because we're coming down there.
Busy weekend coming up.
It is. It's a huge weekend, and very few people know more about this weekend than our next guest also. Founder, owner of Untamed Sportsman, Mr. Gale Carr. Welcome to the show, Mr. Carr. How are you, sir?
I'm very good. How are you?
Despite popular opinion, I feel like I'm doing all right, but some people might disagree here and there. Well, listen, man, so this is going to be my first year coming down there to join in on this. But back when we connected, like February, March, when we first started chatting about this year, it was one of the first things that you and Matt brought up to me. They're like, dude, May, put this on your calendar. Get this. Look, originally, I'm not going to lie. I was heading to Missouri because Moyak's got an event that's going off down there that I was like, oh, dog, yeah, I'd like to get us some of that. But then after I came down and met you guys in April and just saw the whole community down there, the kayak fishing community in general, and the people and all the way you guys, I love Josh. I love Missouri. I love the whole group over there. But not for nothing, you guys are closer, and I've never fished at Elephant Butte, so I actually do love going and getting my ass kicked at new bodies of water. I like going and fishing new things and having new adventures. So I'm stoked, man. And what I thought was just going to be a state championship, good God, there's like 12 events going on all at once down here. So let's try to break this down. Folks, we're talking about May 15th. That's a Friday that goes all the way through Sunday. Okay? And Colorado anglers, if you're tuning into this, you want another chance to qualify, here it is. But not just qualify, come down and have a blast, man. Join in. Talk to us. What's this weekend? How do we start it off? What's some of the stuff on deck?
So first off, to kick it off, we're having the 12th Zia Kayak Tournament on Friday, the 16th. The captain's meeting will be on the 15th at the Elephant Butte Community Center. So we were able to get that. They just went through renovations, so it's brand new. Unfortunately, we weren't able to use it last year, and we made it happen. So shout out to Elephant Butte, City of Elephant Butte helped us get that coordinated, and looking forward to that. And,
So cool.
Yeah. So at that event, the 15th, we'll have some door prizes. We're going to have a raffle going for Muddy River catfishing, a guided trip. We have a St. Croix rod. I got a Plano tackle bag with some boxes in there, and we'll have some baits. This year is, I think, going to be our best year for swag bag. We got some swag bags coming. So we're in the process of getting those made. And thanks to Gale with Untamed Sportsman, he's going to be supporting us again.
Oh, that was a mic drop right there. I think what we may have had. So I've seen this happen before. He just got a phone call, and that phone call interrupts the deal. Some way or another, StreamYard needs to figure this out on their deal. So let's just give Anthony a second to he'll connect back up. Someone tried calling.
But going with that, you want to talk about the swag bag. We're putting baits in that thing, and everybody's going to get at least 2 baits from Untamed Sportsman, and I think they're going to get some baits from another company. Then they've got some other stuff in that wonderful bag, and Anthony's gone to all the trouble to make it look really nice. So I think everybody's going to be really excited about that.
So Anthony, before you say a word, you got a phone call, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
You told me from the first time that, all right, hey, put it on Do Not Disturb. And I'm like, what the heck? So, yeah. It was Johnny Boy. He wants to go fishing.
Nice. Well, that's worth it then. Yeah, that's totally worth it. So that's good. Yeah, Gale was just kind of telling us a little bit about what Untamed's going to throw in there. Got a chance we're going to get some baits from them, which I'm excited to. And folks, stick with us here. We're going to get to this. We're going to talk more about Untamed, in further in depth here. So stick. We're going to bring the website up. You want to see this? It's not just unique stuff. It's just stuff done better from what I see. It's maybe some of the older stuff that's out there, but there's just a couple little things that have been done. And I have a feeling it's because Gale might have some gills underneath right here that we can't see. So keep taking us through.
I've got a wife who's seriously upset at me all the time for blowing money on making fishing baits. So yeah, my marriage suffers from this all the time.
I love it. You're doing it right then. I mean, that's the way I see it. So Anthony, all right. So we're keep going here. We're on the 15th, and then you're on the 16th, where I think we're still at the 15th, where we're 15th, talking about the swag bags.
Swag bag. We're gonna have a raffle. The drawing will hold on Saturday, the 16th. So the awards will be at the community center on Saturday. So the cool thing about the Zia kayak tournament, we're allowing white bass and black bass, which makes it fun, because sometimes the black bass could be a challenge to get out there, but you should be able to get into white bass at least.
Are there stripers in there?
There are stripers, and they've been catching some big ones this year.
Yeah,
they've been catching some really good fish out of there. So it's really fun and a great way to get started into kayak fishing. That's how I started. I think I went to the 8th annual, and that's how I got started into kayak tournament fishing, was at Zia.
And this is the 12th one, right? The 12th year that this thing's been running.
I think we had we skipped a year because of COVID. And so, yeah.
Didn't we all?
Yep.
I think we all skipped and lost a year.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'm feeling salty about that or anything now in retrospect. What do I know?
Yeah.
Awesome, man. So this is the 12th year running. We got on Friday is the meeting, right? The captain's meeting for it. And then the Zia Kayak Outfitters tournament is going on Saturday, the 16th, correct? With the awards that follow in the brand new community center.
Mm-hmm.
Dude.
Yep. And then Saturday night, we'll have some food. This year, we're going to have some food there since everybody's getting together. And Saturday, we will, once the awards end for the Zia, we'll transition. Matt's going to hand it over to me, and we'll do the captain's briefing for the New Mexico Bass Nation Kayak State Championship.
Hell yeah.
No qualifier.
And this is an open event, folks.
This is an open event.
Show up. The more people we get, the more people that they can send to represent New Mexico. I got to tell you, man, I'd be damn proud to represent the state to go in there. That after getting to know y'all down there, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'd feel a little bad that I was taking a New Mexico guy's spot, but it would pass quick, I think.
No, I would be happy for you to represent us. I mean, you've been fishing all of our tournaments so far.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you've gone to them all the way down to Carlsbad.
Dude, that was so fun. And I know we just hit the pool on a goofy day, honestly, but that was so fun. I can't wait to get back down there.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Butte can be challenging. I will put that warning out there. It can be finicky. It can be stingy at times. But when you're on them, you're on them.
Would you say right now low water? I mean, I saw something about a 12.2% pool right now. I mean, that sounds like it's real low.
That seems, if I'm not mistaken, it's probably lower than that.
Oh, no kidding.
No, it is a little bit over 12. Yeah, right now.
Oh,
they're not going to release yet. So since it's a late release, we're not emptying as fast this year as typically we do.
Yeah. So, but that is low. But
okay.
I think last year was really extremely low, like down to 5%.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So, but it can fish tough. But there are some good fish. They've been pulling out some really nice black bass out of there, some largies. Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I used to get spooked about the whole water level thing. But I'll be honest, I'd rather have low water than high water. I really would. To me, it's easier. I mean, you're consolidating the fish down, man. The high water, you never know. Are they starting to move up? Are they not moving up? You know, where I'm fishing is a picnic table, and 3 weeks ago it was shore, type thing. So I'd rather take the low water than the high.
You experienced that because Conscious has been high the last 2 years. So it didn't fish the same way as it used to. Well, when we were used to it on low, but it still fishes pretty decent.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's a big difference between the low and the highs.
It's the same thing with stained or muddy water. Guys run away from that. I freaking love that, dude. Because it starts to, number one, it's easier for dumb guys like me, man. It starts to narrow the field down. There's only so many places. Here's a tip. A sight predator isn't going to be running around out in the open water in muddy water. He's going to be tucked in tight, and you're going to have to donk him in the head with that, with that Untamed Sportsman plastic that you got on board.
With the tram.
Yeah, with the tram, yeah. You just got to bonk it off his nose. But if you can see the structure, chances are he's there. You just got to find him, type thing. So, yeah, I think it's easier fishing. I like it.
Yeah. Well, talking about muddy water, one of our sponsors, Muddy River Catfishing, Chris Flores, he's part of the Desert Cats. So they're going to have a tournament Saturday night from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m.
Good God.
Yep. So we talked to the advisory team, and we are going to allow anybody fishing in the state championship to fish that night, catfish. It's a bank only.
Bank only. That's the big thing.
Yep. It's a bank only night catfishing tournament. So
if you're some kind of psycho that's going to fish for 12 hours through the night and then jump in a kayak and go fishing for a day, you win, dog. I'm not even going to try to take you on.
It won't be me as much as I would like to. No, I can tell you already. I won't be fishing this tournament this time.
So would you say a medium light or ultra light? What do you think for the catfish? Which one of my medium lights am I going to bring out with a big old catfish hook on it?
So they get pretty big down there. They're pulling out. This tournament series is pretty cool. They're getting a lot of interest throughout the state. I think one of their tournaments they had 100 registered anglers.
Wow.
Yep.
And dude, it's on the bank. I mean, how awesome is that?
Yep. And then I think it's multi-lake. I think there's 3 different lakes that you can fish, which I don't recall at the moment.
And it's called the Desert Catfish Anglers Tournament Series. Folks, just go to Facebook. They've got a group out there that you can join. Just Google that up, Desert Catfish Anglers Tournament Series, and that'll get you all the information that you can do on that. And that's a 7 to 7. So here's a cool one. Let's say you're not really interested in the national championship. Whatever. You don't want to be with the cool kids? Fine, don't. But come down at least and join in the Zia, which is going to be a damn good time. And then, shit, dude. Test your minerals, fish that kayak, that catfish deal there through the night, and then cheer us on as we launch in the morning for the state championship. Yeah, that sounds awesome. And then that's so you got the catfish thing going on, and then Sunday, this is the big dance, baby. Here it is.
Yep, the opportunity to punch that ticket for the big dance, and. Yeah. So for registration, it's live on Tourney X. You do need to be a Bassmaster member and a Bass Nation member. If you're in a state or you're already a Bass Nation member, you're good to go, and you just need to sign up. So we don't have any club dues. Everything's volunteer work. We raised some money. Thank you to Chris Flores. We're raffling off that guided trip, and that's helped us out. And then Gale with his Untamed Sportsman, he's sponsoring our what we call the Mega Bag Award. So the smallest bag, we've been giving out some of these mega baits, and they're awesome though. I love them. I bought some, and I reached out after I bought the I believe it's an 11-inch worm. Is that right?
Yeah, the mega worm's 11-inch.
11-inch. It's awesome. I'm going to throw it next weekend, and I'm like, hey, if we can work something out, I'd love to give the person that has the smallest bag, and usually it's been around somebody that's caught a 12-inch, and they get the mega split tail, the thump shad, which is a great bait.
Dude, awesome. What was that hook that was in there? What was that size? It like a 9-aught or some shit?
No, it's an 11-aught.
11? Oh my God.
My big baits, you have to have an 11-aught because otherwise the plastic takes up all the hook gap and you won't set the hook.
Yeah, it works great with that split tail, that so big cool. Mega split tail, which is awesome. So luckily with sponsors like Untamed, it's been great. We've been able to give out awards. Dead on Baits is sponsoring our youth anglers this year.
Nice.
And then with Muddy River, we give a catfish award. So that's one of the other awards we're giving out is if you catch a catfish, you get an award. So far, we haven't had anybody catch a catfish, but I think Johnny caught shad. That thing was huge. It was the biggest shad I've ever seen. And he's like, what is this? He knew it wasn't a carp, so he won. And then we had somebody else win at Conscious. They were able to get some baits.
And for this one, not for nothing, you got a high probable chance at a catfish on this one just with water low. And if you're dragging the bottom, if you're playing around, I mean, you could be in the land of kitties in a hurry, looking on points and such if you're trying to drag some, main lake points or whatever. Not an uncommon thing. I know flat out I'm going to be dragging a jig through the rocks. I guarantee you that several times. So we'll see what we see.
Yeah. So.
Well, and this is something that is going to be a great segue in here. One of the things that I noticed about you guys is that you have such a close-knit community down there, and that extends and is pillared up, supported by awesome sponsors, man. They get behind the community, get behind the movement. It's more than a numbers game, right? It's an impact that you can measure in quality, I think is what I'm trying to get at. Your 20 guys that we put out there for the PBKS, was more of a mini community down on that beachhead down there before we launched. That felt like I was hanging with friends that I've known for years. And when they start trading information and talking baits and such, you could tell people were locked in. It wasn't oh, that's just his thing. No, it was, what do you got there? What exactly is that? And there was this transfer of information. So when you start getting people like that talking about Untamed or talking about Dead On or whatever, dude, that carries more weight. Flat out, man, it got this old guy's attention. I was like, oh, what the hell are you guys doing here? And it's because I trusted where it was coming from, right? And that's something that Untamed, Gale, there's no question about it. You're an angler's angler. I mean, you've been around this game. You know the stuff there. What's it been like, getting behind the kayak community here? Do you kayak angle, or are you mainly still from a boat?
I started on a boat. I was tournament fishing on a boat, and I was tournament fishing all over Texas. And my grandparents lived on Elephant Butte. And so I grew up on Elephant Butte. I grew up, Christmas Day, we would water ski on Elephant Butte every year. So it was like my home lake, because I'm from actually El Paso, and just outside El Paso. And so we would spend all of our time, anytime we want to go fishing, we'd go up to Elephant Butte. And I didn't even know what it was like to fish in weeds until I started fishing tournaments in Texas, where you had to go somewhere where there was actually weeds in the water. Out here in New Mexico and Arizona, there's no weeds. We fish rocks, we fish points, we fish stumps, but we don't fish weeds, and I had to learn how to fish in lily pads and hydrilla and all this other stuff. I got up here with Russ one day. I just stopped there because I wanted to buy some fishing tackle.
And Russ is with Zia?
With Zia, yes, he's the owner of Zia. And he taught me into buying a kayak.
Nice.
I parked my boat for 9.5 years. And I've been on a kayak 9.5 years without running my boat, because I had so much fun on the kayak. I could go into places where I couldn't go. And then, you also got the thing where, when you take your boat out, you take your buddies, guess what? When it's time to fill the boat up, everybody disappears and you end up paying for it.
Right.
Then they go through your tackle box and they use all your stuff. They use all the shiniest and prettiest lures. It costs you so much money to take your buddies out on your boat. When you go on a kayak,
you need few less buddies,
and you don't got to pay for it. Yeah, you don't have to worry about it. But no, it was such a great experience that I started with my first kayak with Russ, and over the years I bought 6 different Hobies.
Wow.
We've Hobies are not cheap. So I haven't spent any money on real boats. I've spent money on these Hobies and then outfitted them. And outfitting Hobies is an adventure in itself. Going everything you can put on it. We become Mr. Gadget out there, working all this stuff. The do-it-yourself of kayak fishing is part of what intrigued me so much. Is that how can we make this thing better? How can we put something on it? How can we do something to it? And the do-it-yourself part just really, really intrigued me. Yeah. And so I got into the kayak angling that way. And then the bait making, same kind of thing. I only made baits as a hobby years ago. For 20 years, I made baits with hand molds, hand injection, because I wanted baits the colors I wanted baits, because you never could find the colors you needed. You'd go into whatever store, whatever tackle shop, and they were sold out of the one that was working yesterday.
Right.
But if I knew what I wanted, I could make them for whatever part of the country I'd go to. And so I started making baits. I don't even remember how young I was when I started making baits. I guess back when I just got back from Germany when I was in the service. So once we started making baits, you get hooked into that, and here we go, do it yourself all over again. You're getting to do something with something you made, and it's one thing to catch a fish, but it's something completely different when you catch a fish on something you designed, something you made the color, something you made the bait, and you put the presentation out there. It's from start to finish. I don't call it fishing. I call it hunting in the water. That's because that's what we do. We hunt.
Hell yeah. It's active.
And so I was in all these Facebook groups, tons of Facebook groups that are sharing recipes for colors and designs and where you can buy different kinds of plastic and different kinds of materials to put in the baits and stuff. And one day I ran into a guy that was trying to retire from a production facility.
Yeah.
He owned it. He was just tired of running it, and he was looking for people to buy it. And I guess I was the sucker in the row. I jumped out there and I bought a $20,000 machine, which if I would have bought it brand new would have cost me 80 grand. And so I was able to get in. I was able to buy a bunch of used molds. And then over the years, I've specialized at finding molds from companies who have discontinued or have gone under. They had great products, but they just didn't have good business plans. And I picked up their molds for pretty cheap. And so now I shoot more than 70 different kinds of baits. Most companies only shoot 6 or 7. I can shoot over 70 different, and these are production molds. I still have all my hand molds. I probably got $20,000 worth of hand molds, and that's $500 at a pop. So I got tons of molds. That's why my wife's so ticked off.
I was going to say, I'm starting to understand why you're getting wife aggro, brother.
But we're to the point now when we run a batch of baits, we're shooting anywhere between 500 baits on these really big baits, like the 12-inch lizards or the 11-inch worms. Those are really big baits, and those are typically used in the South. New Mexico, you don't see a lot of people use these big baits.
Except Anthony.
Far East. Yeah, Anthony's the outlier here. But if you fish O.H. Ivy or Sam Rayburn or Amistad or any of these big lakes with these really big bass where they're hunting double-digit bass, they're using big baits because they don't want to catch anything that's under 3 pounds. They don't want it to chase it.
Yep.
And so they want to use a big bait. But we make a tremendous amount of baits for New Mexico, for Colorado, for New York. I've got a drop shot called the Smooth Shot. That's the most incredible bait you've ever seen. And it's yes, the Smooth Shot's an incredible drop shot bait. And it's only about 4 inches long, and it's a laminate bait, and it's got kind of a bulbous tail on it, so it gets incredible action without even moving the bait when it's in the water. So just suspending it, it can attract the fish without even moving it. And but I can go on about baits all day long because like I said, we got 70 of them. But the fun part is watching how different people use your product.
Right.
Watching people in Texas and then in Georgia or all the way up into I got some guys in Illinois that buy my grubs for catfishing. I would have never thought when I first started this. It's an 8-inch grub, and we flavor it with chicken liver, and they use these things for those giant flatheads, and they catch all kinds of catfish in Illinois with artificials. It blew me away, but I've got a company that buys from me, and then they package them in their own bags and sell them up there in Illinois.
Wow.
So a little bit of everything, walleye baits. We got some really good paddle tails that are great for walleye. Some of these little 3-inch baits, a lot of the walleye stuff, you don't want it too big because you scare them off. But smallie baits, also, we got a lot of small craws, a lot of medium craws. We even have a giant craw that's a 7-inch craw that the guy I bought it from used to call it a slobster because it was so big. He sold it up on the East Coast.
A slobster.
And they used it in saltwater. Yeah, but it's a spike craw for us. You got to be kind of careful. We try to use our own names for everything, so we don't step on anybody's toes or anybody's marketing and that kind of stuff. But like I said, it's just been an adventure. And it's been a way for me out in the middle of nowhere to kind of stay in touch with fishing.
I love it.
you don't get to go fishing every weekend when you live 500 miles away from all the best lakes.
Right.
So I get to mess around with stuff for fishermen, and I get to talk to fishermen every day because somebody calls me every day to ask me what I think about X, and they get unfiltered Gale. That's what they get.
Love it.
And you know, and they don't have to pay me nothing for it because it's worth exactly what they pay for it.
You know, and because I'm a nerd and an idiot, I didn't even realize the fact. This goes to the next level here of why, folks, you need to be go checking out Untamed Sportsman. I had no idea. Gale, you're a vet. What was your service, brother?
I was in the U.S. Army.
Nice.
I was in during the Panama time. I was in during Desert Storm. When the wall fell, I was there. I was right around the corner from when the wall fell. I was on the Czech border.
Wow.
Yeah, I lived in Europe for 4 years. I loved it.
So cool.
I wouldn't change my time in the service for anything. My dad got cancer, and so I had to get out. But if I hadn't gotten out, I would have stayed the whole 20 because I loved the service the whole time.
Love it, man. First, from a civilian to you, thank you, brother. We appreciate you. Let you know that there are civilians out here that love you, and thank you for your service and what you've done for our country to give goofballs like me a chance to do what I do. So this is cool, man. We got 2 Army vets here. All right.
Yep.
It's the Army Vet Show.
Represent.
That's right. I'll get it wrong, so I'm not going to do a hoorah in there. I'll probably do the Marine. I'll do the Marine version, you know, and then it'll be, oh yeah, I'll make an ass out of myself. Awesome stuff. So yeah, so Untamed Sportsman, vet-owned organization, dude. I'm looking at this smooth shot. I get it. When we get done with this recording here, I'm going to need to chat with you on here because yeah, I see some stuff. I can see where I'm going to definitely get an order placed in here because that's definitely something we're going to be looking at.
We're going to have a table available for Gale to show some of his baits. And are you going to bring some baits?
I've got a whole bunch of baits in boxes, and it's just impossible for me to bring everything, you know. So I've just got a whole bunch. I've got way more than we need for the swag bags. So I'll just put a bunch out on the table after we get the swag bags full and see whatever I've got left we'll put out and let people go through and see what maybe I can do some sort of tournament special or something for everybody so people can get some good deals on the stuff. Hell
yeah. So, and here's the other thing, folks, before you got a week leading up to this here, he's going to be there on Saturday. Right. And if you listen to what Gale just told you, he grew up around Elephant Butte. He might know a thing or two about how to catch fish here and what baits might or might not be. So start getting your orders ready. Yeah. Get a hold of him. Come down. Better yet, just come down and see him there. Join us, you know. And yeah, if you got something special you want, then get a hold of him beforehand out there. So you have your shop basically. Actually, let me say this here because I am rolling it across the bottom. But for those that are tuning in on audio only on this here, which we happen to, lo and behold, we actually have a pretty good following on the audio only side. We are not live, folks. This is why we're not responding to anything is because we're not live. This is pre-recorded. We're actually recording this Saturday right now, and we're going to air it tomorrow night on Sunday on Mother's Day there. So anyway, going back to this, yeah. Dude, I'm stoked. I can't wait to get down there. This is going to be a good time. You got multiple events going on, and we'd be remiss. There's also even there's an Elephant Butte series that fishes at the Butte nonstop. They have multiple events. They're going on at the same time. Is it Saturday that they're going on as well?
They're going on Saturday. Elephant Butte Derby series.
Yeah.
Great group of guys. They hold it, I think, once a month. They have a tournament there at Elephant Butte.
Cool.
Just to be able to fish. Great group of guys there. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they're going to follow the Zia tournament rules just to kind of streamline it. That way that there's no
smart move.
Yep. Because it's going to be a mouth open event for Zia and and when we were planning this, that's kind of why we ended up separating the 2 events. Just so uploading that there's no confusion of taking multiple pictures, mouth open, mouth closed, because the state championship will be mouth closed. It'll be Bassmaster rules.
Yep.
Yep. So.
Which you do, I mean, flat out, you're going to lose a quarter.
Yep.
When you close that mouth, it tightens them up a little bit. Yeah, there's definitely some advantage to having the mouth open there. I just have to remember, because I do the Kayak Jack 2026 maneuver where I'm trying to fish for 2,026 fish for this year. And that's a mouth closed rule there. So I'll have to take 2 pictures of each fish before I send it up. But that's all right. It's worth it. So yeah, so you got that one. Check that out on Tourney X as well. You should be able to head out there. Look up on Facebook, Elephant Butte. And you're going to find all kinds of information about Elephant Butte and the different series and things that are going on. But get that stuff in this week. I'm going to say this again. Colorado anglers, come down for this thing. The state championship is open. It's going to be on water very similar. We're both high desert states, man. New Mexico waters is going to feel not really a whole lot different to you, except the fact that there are fish down here. And there's just slightly different variations that get to add to your game, man, that you're going to get a chance to exercise on. It's going to be worth it, and you will flat out understand why this old guy has fallen in love with going down there and fishing, because the community down there is freaking phenomenal, man. They're very welcoming. I mean, for an old guy, for me, coming from the north here, I mean, let's not mince words here. You tell people nowadays you're from Colorado, there's some raised eyebrows. All right. I mean, that's just the way it is. Our state has earned that reputation, unfortunately. And so I never once felt like y'all wanted to get a rope or anything for me. So it was very welcoming for me coming down there. I'm not going to get drugged behind a pickup or anything because I'm coming down. A guy from Wyoming once told me, he was telling me, he goes, it's kind of funny, man. For the longest time in Wyoming in the 90s, they used to look down at Colorado and go, dude, that's like our big, the big brother, the cool big brother you want to be. He goes, nowadays, man, I got to tell you, we're like, nah, y'all can have it down there.
Y'all anymore.
Yeah, no, we're not cool anymore. They done snapped the cool clean out of us out down here. So we're working through it. The state's still beautiful. There is still some great folks running around here. There's just a lot of folks running around here, and that's we don't have the infrastructure for that. But so yeah, man. So there are like 3-4 events going on down here. Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday is the state championship open qualifier. The Bassmaster National Championship, man, I'm not going to lie. If you're going to want to do this and you're from one of these western states, people have already been talking about this and looking at this. Unless you are just independently wealthy, okay, this is going to be one hell of a trip for you to try to do, because it's a 24-hour drive just to freaking get there, okay? You're talking about this event could run you $3,000-$4,000 if you try to do it alone and you're trying to stay in a hotel and you're trying to afford everything, food. This is what I learned from the bass boat days. Gale, you could probably back me up on this. You got to learn how to travel with other people. Okay. In the kayak game, you can even literally look at traveling together with a trailer if one guy's got a trailer that can hold multiple kayaks. Mm-hmm. But more importantly, when you get there, being able to split cost, man, that is going to be such a big saving grace, especially for the national championship. That would be such an awesome deal if you can go in with a group of people. Colorado qualifiers, New Mexico qualifiers. I mean, should absolutely Utah. Everybody should be getting the western side here. We should be trying to get together, band together, so we can represent the western side of the U.S. clear over in a different time zone. We damn near need a DeLorean to get there, to get the time travel figured out. But yeah, man. So you want to be around other folks that get it, man, and that's because that South Carolina could be a pretty cool tournament, but it's going to take a feat to get there for sure. You ever fished Murray before? It's Murray, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I believe so.
How about you, Gale? You ever got a chance to fish that far east?
No, never been to Murray.
I don't blame you, dude. If I was in striking distance of Texas,
oh yeah,
I don't think I'd ever go anything past that either.
He doesn't need to.
Exactly. I was telling the new guys of this. You got to understand, in the world of bass fishing, there are 3 anomalies in the world of genetics. There's the Florida strain, there's the Texas bass, there's the California bass. Those 3. I mean, that is the bucket list. That's the trifecta of like holy grail of bass fishing. And there's a reason why, you got to go fish there and see. Is it easy? Are you throwing 90 fish in the boat? No. But every cast is a shot at a double-digit fish, man, in some of those lakes. I mean, that is what we live for, right? That's why you grab that 11-inch worm from Untamed and sling that thing out there, because you're looking for that monster to come by and just, flush the toilet. There's nothing better than watching a big bass literally flush a toilet on a bait. Just see the water disappear on top water. That's freaking awesome. Well, good stuff, man. So let's, I wanted to go ahead and pull this up here and just kind of show folks, because there is something to be said here. And you're right, dude. I'm going to be honest. I can get like sensory overload looking through your website with all the baits. Let's throw this thing up here. Let me kill my background real fast to make this easier to see. And what about this one? Yeah, we'll try it this way. So here we are at the home page for Untamed Sportsman here, checking this thing out. And there is just creature upon creature. You got creatures, swim baits, worms, all kind of laid out here. They got the best sellers listed for you. 100% American made. If that isn't also another reason why you get behind this, well, then you're a commie. I mean, no. I mean, this should be a reason that you get behind it. But yeah, man, this is, so immediately I'm going into like the categories. Okay. You got my attention. Topwater. All right. Toxic tadpole. So this is a floating bait, is it, Gale?
You can either run it floating or you can weight it and use it like a creature. It works both ways. It's a pretty incredible bait.
No kidding.
Got lots of action, having all those tails on it.
Yeah.
And you can literally buy them one at a time. Oh my!
Roach.
What's that?
Purple one, the roach.
Yeah, the wharf roaches. They come in 2 sizes.
Yeah.
Wharf roach, huh?
Yeah.
Good stuff. It's got like it's got a little sentiment, not all of it, but it's got a little feel of like a Hellgrammite type bait. Those are pretty big in the Ozark area.
Yeah, we actually have a Hellgrammite.
Oh, nice.
And our Hellgrammite is looks more realist.
I was just thinking like the little legs on the side there.
Right.
That type of thing. The cobra worm, good Lord. See, I want to fish in a place where I need to throw these type of things, right?
The funny thing is when I got that cobra worm mold, we got it because we thought it was going to be this snake bait that you'd swim on the bottom of the lake. Yeah. But it's got this really flat head, and when you try to put the hook into it, you find out that the hooks, the bait kind of has to flip up to sit on the hook properly. And when you do that and you throw it weightless, it actually skims across the top of the water just like a snake swimming on the top of the water.
Well, that is so
that's a pretty cool bait.
Good stuff. Let's see here. Bait categories. What do we got here? Creature swim baits, jerk baits, monster baits, crappie panfish, ice fishing.
Yeah, those jerk baits. I was doing really good with those in Florida. And when I was at Fork, I caught some with the donkey rig with them.
Dude, yeah, there's just a selection. Customized. Oh, wow. Look at the size of that. Nice. That thread fin runt.
Click on that thread fin runt and tell me if you recognize it from back in the day. If you've been fishing for a long time. That's a discontinued bait by Mr. Twister. Mr. Twister used to call that a killer shad.
No kidding.
Oh.
And I have it now.
Very cool. And it's sold out currently. We got to wait till those bad boys get back in stock. There's a reason it's sold out.
Right.
Yeah. Good stuff. Love it. Yeah, there's just a pile of baits designed, for you to basically set yourself up how you want to and get after. the type. And here's one of the things that I actually what has continued to attract me to the Untamed side as well, and that is this. When you're in high pressured waters like we are up here, giving the fish something they haven't seen is a really, really good way to attack high pressured areas. And that's tough to do if everybody's throwing the same flathead worm from Berkeley, right? Or if everyone's throwing the same Elastec Ned rig, bait. That's a tough sale when those days where you just can't seem to get them to go. Give them something they haven't seen and that entices them. Bang, that's a way to get after it.
And especially if you have a texture difference. I'll give you a good example. You were talking earlier about the ribs on a lizard. The ribs on a lizard make it feel different in the water when they're sensing movement in the water with their lateral line. The same thing, we have another bait, it's called Adamus worm. And the Adamus worm has a diamond pattern on it that the reflection off of the bait in the water kind of acts a little bit like scales. And so it's an incredible bait, and it's very successful down here in Texas. It's a little bit on the larger side, I would say, for Elephant Butte. But if you're going after big bass, I do know the guys that fish for inner bass have caught a number of their biggest fish with the Adamus worm. But the Adamus craw, that's got that same texture. You can see it right there.
Yep.
The way the light reflects off of it is just incredible. And it's like you said, it's something different that the fish haven't seen, and so they've got to go take a look.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. Now, Elephant Butte, primarily dominated by smallmouth or largemouth or white bass. What do you think is probably the most prolific numbers of fish that we're going to look at there?
No, I say white bass. They're everywhere.
Yeah, hands down, white bass.
Nice.
You can't get away from the white bass.
That's Ross messaged me today. He caught like 30 white bass today. Yeah. So.
Wow.
There was a guy. I don't know. I think it might have been last year. He got second place in the Zia tournament, catching 16-inch white bass.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
Gosh.
You can win the tournament with white bass in that lake. They're a big white bass.
Yeah. He was second place last year with white bass, 16-inch white bass.
Wow.
Yeah.
My biggest success in white bass came on jerk baits. That's basically I throw in jerk baits, and they literally tried to rip the damn pole out of my hands. I think it was a striper more than just a straight white. But yeah, when they hit, they hit. They're hitting on the run and on the move, and they want it, and they try to take off. And yeah, it just damn near rips the pole out of your hand a few times.
Another one I'll be throwing is that split tail with the pinky toe, the pink and white. Oh my God. That one is going to work good there, I think, next weekend.
Love it.
Yep.
Good stuff.
That and the baby bass. Baby bass is very hot on Elephant Butte. Anything in baby bass.
Oh, I think I might have some baby bass left over. I think I have one package left of the baby bass.
That's my tip for the day. Anything with a white belly's got a good chance.
Well, I was going to ask that the next question was, what is the main forage in there? Is it shad? Is that the main forage in Elephant Butte?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
But you can catch the smallies in there. They'll be feeding on craws, those smallies that are tucked in those rocks. I think it was 24 that year, a good year I had. I was throwing a tube.
Nice.
Yeah. And I was catching smallies, and I got second that year.
Very cool. Good stuff. The thing I like about this is that Saturday is the night where you can double up on tournaments, right? You can get into on Saturday, you can get into several tournaments all at once.
Yep.
And then Sunday, when the dust settles, it's going to be basically just the state championship. Now, yes, it's going to be even tougher because there's going to be people that have just beat that water up Saturday. So you're going to be coming in there. And the thing I love about that is that's going to separate that is mentally going to separate a few people, because it's easy it's easy to lose your game quick if you start out slow or you don't get the kind of morning you thought you were going to get. And that, yeah, I like the fact that it's going to test a few, and I think this is where us old timers we can shine into that to say, yeah, shit, man, this ain't my first rodeo. I've had my teeth kicked in many a time. Thank you very much by these damn fish. You can't shake me, you know. And
Well,
even,
how many
even
times
through.
have you got? How many times have you got to pre-fish where it counted? You get into
Right?
pre-fish with the Zia kayak, and then take that information to the state qualifier.
That's a great
You know,
point.
that's
Hell yeah.
what it is. And so it's already structured. So it's going to make you be more structured in your pre-fishing instead of just going out there and playing around.
Right.
You know, so that structuredness, I think, is going to make everybody better for the state qualifier
I love
than
it.
being worse.
Yep.
I like that.
They're going to be strategic. If they get on spots, they got a good limit. I think they might leave some fish there for planning, like you said, for tomorrow. But the cool thing is how many times have you I've heard people, I don't shake fish off, but they go out there, shake fish off, or they catch one, but now it's going to count for something when you fish the Zia. So you can, yeah.
So I have no problem sharing this. Here's how I'm approaching it. I have fished on the national level a lot, from boats, regional level with boats, to national level with kayaks. Treat this as a 2-day tournament, y'all.
Yep.
That's the key. That's the key with this. Approach it like it's a 2-day tournament. No,
Exactly.
you don't. If you're going to burn down an area on day one, just understand that you got to be moving. Then, if you're not going to burn it down, then save your groceries. You want to make sure you can last 2 days.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because that was our mindset going into it. Traditionally, our state championship is a 2-day tournament. And we wanted to try to get as many numbers for the state championship to qualify as many people for nationals.
Love
So,
it.
okay, how can we do this? Elephant Butte has been historically our biggest turnout. So let's do it at Elephant Butte, but to keep things separated and clean for Tourney X, you're not doing multiple. I mean, you already have 2 tournaments, which Dwayne did a really great job, as he mentioned on your last podcast, being able to send to multiple tournaments.
Yep.
It's so easy. But with the mouth open on those 2 tournaments, we decided, all right, let's go ahead and separate it. As both of y'all said, treat it as a 2-day tournament. That's exactly, and that's why we ended up all right, let's just do the state championship on Sunday. And that's how we came to that decision. We were going to have a 2-day anyway. Will they make it a 1-day showdown and an open this year?
Love it. I think it's a great idea, dude. And I'm hoping to see 40, 50 anglers, locking in on this thing. That should be good.
The register right now, we're sitting at, I think last time I checked, 21 for Zia. And I think we're at 13 for the state championship. But as we all know, we're all notoriously sign up at the last minute.
Yep. So I think this week you'll see your numbers. Probably.
Especially this tournament.
Yeah, especially this tournament. We have people, because our sign up doesn't close until Saturday night. So.
For the national, for the state.
And then Friday night for Zia.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have some last minute. You got 2 minutes to get your registration in.
I need to really say it again is, if you want to do that, make sure you have a Bassmaster member number. That way we can get you registered for Bass Nation if you are not already a Nation member. Another club.
Dude, and I want to give another shout out to New Mexico Bass Nation Kayak, the way you and Matt have set this thing up and are running it. Making it that easy for out-of-staters to come in, to not have to pay a ridiculously high fee just to fish one tournament, is a great way to get anglers coming in from out of state to come and join you. Yeah. There's states that are very close to us here that are hosting they have one event each year for their state deal, and for us to come in and do it, we have to pay an additional $50 to the Bass state deal on top of the registration. And for me personally, it's not necessarily the money as it is the principle of it. Going for what?
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
I'm not gonna pull punches here. This is the double S. I'm gonna say it straight and forward. The Bass Nation clubs do almost nothing for the kayakers, okay? They just don't. You're so lucky if you get them to even mention you on their website, okay? And I'm talking across the country. The kayak game just isn't recognized that much. You know, some states are great with it. I will say that. I've seen a few of them that actually do mention the kayak groups and bring them in. But that money that they raise there doesn't go to the kayak groups in any fashion. It doesn't help the kayak anglers out. So yeah, I think that's garbage. And you guys addressed it by simply just not having a club do, you know, that it erases that. So as long as we're in good, if we've paid our nation through our home state and we've got our Bass membership, come down, join the entry, and you're in like Flynn. That's an awesome thing.
It goes back to our great sponsors like Untamed Sportsman. Los Pinos Fly Shop is sponsoring our state championship plaque awards. They've done it as long as I've been in the club. They're awesome awards. So he does like an epoxy for the first place award winner.
Sweet.
Really good. Yeah. And then shout out to Tim Hargrove. He did all of our first tournaments. He did all of our awards. So if it wasn't for our sponsors like Untamed, Dead On, Los Pinos, we got a new one coming up, J-Dub Custom Baits. Johnny has those, what are those? I don't even know what those little...
Koikis or whatever they call them?
Yeah. So we might have some of those up as a prize, maybe.
Nice.
So Bliss Nail Bar, she helped us out, support Sydney. Sydney's judging. She's judging all our fish this season again, which is a lot of work. And so we appreciate her for volunteers like that. And then at Carlsbad, we had Kith and Kin donate coffee in partnership with Bliss Nail. And they had all the cookies and snacks, and it was just awesome. So if it wasn't for that, we would need to charge a club. Yeah. But luckily we're blessed to have sponsors like that.
Dude, this is how when we first met and we talked about, you know, doing the work we're doing with the vets, first responders, and that little series with the PBKS. It's when we can all come together with that one mission mentality, man. That's how we get things done, and we make these things really cool, right? We can do good work, and everybody gets a piece of the pie, man. That's the thing. You get everybody in there working together, and it spreads that thing out. That's how. It's too many times in civilian life, man, they just miss the point of that. They don't understand that, you know, hey, you don't need that much. You're good here. You're better here than you are here sometimes, right? Mm-hmm. So good stuff. You know, and that's Oh, I wanted to ask, do I need to bring that massive ass coffee maker? Do you need it for this one? Let me know if so. I'll throw it in the truck.
If you think people will drink coffee in the evening.
Well, I'll drink coffee damn near any time of the day. I'm not a huge drinker, so coffee's my thing, really.
Well, you saw me drinking coffee after the event. You got off the water, and I was finishing off that old coffee.
Well, yeah, look, I'll check. Also, I wanted to I'll check with you after we close out from the recording here to make sure, find out what it is we can do to help. If there's something we can gather, bring down there, whatever it is, man, that we want to chip in.
I want to take this opportunity to thank you. You've been a huge help, huge supporter. We couldn't have done this without you. So thank you again. I really appreciate you having us on as much as you have.
Of course.
It's awesome.
Dude, the Double S podcast, being a part of Heroes Media Group, our whole point is to get out there and work together in the veteran community and the first responder community. And the fact that you guys represent not just that, but even beyond that as well, you know, so it's this all connects in together, man. This is what we're here to do. What little platform we have, we'll use it, and we'll get the name out there. And this is how people find out when cool things are going on. That's what I'm more interested in. I'm less interested in what the buzzword is. I'm more interested in great companies like Untamed Sports and meeting my new best buddy, Gale, pal of mine. What kind of scotch do you like to drink? I need to know the colors at Elephant Butte. You know, being able to highlight things like that when good things are going on by good people, dude. That's what we're here to do, man. We don't just ruffle feathers. We like to, do the right thing too from time to time as well, and make sure we get this stuff going. So yeah, my pleasure, man. My honor. This is going to be awesome, folks. You don't want to miss this thing this weekend going on down there. Start the Zia Kayak Outfitters event going on Saturday is going to be a big one. This is going to be a ton of fun, lots of prizes, good food, probably a ton of inappropriate jokes, and a lot of good times going to be had down there. That's exactly what we're in it for. You want to check that out. Going to have some of the best folks coming in there. Untamed Sportsman. Gale, you're going to be there. Are you fishing in these deals, Gale?
I'm going to fish it. I don't anticipate trying to kill myself. If I get tired, I'll just slow down. But yeah, if I get into them, yeah, we'll give it a college try.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. And the other great sponsors we got going on, you got the Catfish Tournament going on, Muddy River Catfish Guide Service. How is it that folks could win a trip with these guys?
So we want a raffle. I'm going to work on posting. I'm trying to figure out if I could do it online, if I could put up my Venmo and then people can buy tickets, $5 a ticket. And then we'll do 4 for $20, I think is what we're doing.
Nice.
Yeah, 5 for $20. Yeah. So,
very cool.
Yep.
A chance to get a guided fishing trip, folks. That is not a,
easy.
That's not a cheap venture, and these guys are going to get you on one of those. You get a chance to win that. That's going to be badass.
Yeah.
Saturday night for you hardcores, Desert Catfish Anglers Tournament Series. Can you use chicken liver? Can you use real bait and such?
You can use real bait.
Nice.
So same thing with Zia. Zia is live bait, real bait.
What?
Yep. You can.
No kidding.
Yep. So go read the rules, or if you have questions, reach out to me or Matt. And we'll those questions, and we'll go over those during the captain's meeting. So some of the rules that are different on Friday and Saturday. So
very cool. Well, awesome, gentlemen. Did we cover everything here? Was there anything that Gale? Is anything that you wanted to cover or talk about anymore from the bait selection and such?
I just want to say thank you to both of you. Thank you to everybody for giving us a opportunity to showcase our stuff and let us try to help you guys. We always enjoy it, and I take my dog with me and I go enjoy the fellowship. So guys, I'm looking forward to it. I'll see you there, and God bless everybody.
Awesome, dude. I have a feeling I'm going to be ringing you up trying to get you back on the show a lot more, Gale. We'll talk throughout this fishing season as it goes on. We'll get your opinion on stuff, especially when you got new stuff that you're looking to throw out there. So yeah, that's going to be awesome. Anthony,
sounds like a plan.
Did we miss anything? Did we cover it all? Did we get it all checked?
Yeah, I think we got it all checked. I just ask everybody to go register. That way I can get a good head count for Saturday.
Hell yeah.
On food for Saturday.
Awesome. Yeah. Colorado anglers, come on down. Let's go. I'm heading down there. I'm going to be staying out at the dam sites. I got a little place there. I'm feeling a little bougie down there. I'm getting myself a nice little place because I'm going to want a shower and an AC. I'm sure of that. We got a new canoe dealer in the area, so I'm going to be stopping in to see those guys and check in with them and see if we can what we can do to help those guys out here. And then, I can't wait to check out Zia, see all the cool area around there. And then, there's going to be some fishing, y'all. There's going to be some fishing and some good times. I love it. So,
definitely some good times.
You guys hang out after we've finished up here. We'll wrap things up. Folks, you know the routine. Get out there, do all the follows, all the likes, all that good stuff. That is a massive, massive help. We appreciate you tuning in here for our live, not live show here. Again, we're not live. That's why we haven't been answering. But leave your comments. Throw the comments down there, and we'll take a look at those and make sure that we follow up. If there's something you got a comment or a question for Gale or for Anthony, throw it in here. I'll make sure they get it because I watch it constantly, and I'll forward the message on to them. That way they know they've got it there. Go check out Untamed. You will not be disappointed. Just be ready to do some research in there. Get a pen and paper next to you. If you're like me, I prefer to do that and start looking through because the bait selection is huge out there, and you can start going through some stuff and checking out really fine tuning. And if you got questions, hit up Gale. I'm sure he'd be glad to. Like he said, his advice is free. So,
And you can see all kinds of stuff on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, X, and YouTube. We're all over the place. So
you got it
go
all
take a
through
look
there. See, you're far more committed, man. The social media game kicked my ass. I jumped out of it. This is all I do now is the double S stuff here. That's it. Awesome. All right, folks, you know the routine. We appreciate you. We love you. We can't do this stuff without you. Smash that subscribe button on YouTube. That'd be a big, big help for us out there at True Patriot Outfitters or at Double S Podcast. Your choice. Either one of those is a big help. We will be back. Actually, it's going to be either recorded or it might even be a live broadcast we might be throwing from Elephant Butte next Sunday because I'm going to be staying there. I'm not coming home till Monday. So we might even just go live. It'll be a shortened down version, but I'm going to be taking my remote gear with me so that we can actually broadcast. So Anthony's got Starlink. I got the podcasting gear. You never know what we could get into. We just might. Otherwise, we might be, we'll let you know next week how that's going to go. We appreciate you. We can't do it without you. Tight lines. Be safe. God bless. And take care of each other.